attention there because it sounds like the Steelers are open to running it back this year with Aaron Rodgers under center. Steelers GM Omar Khan said he is open to an Aaron Rodgers return. Rodgers threw for over 3,000 yards last season, led the Steelers to an AFC North title and a playoff loss in the wild card round. Here's Khan with more on Aaron Rodgers.
Like all the fans, we're all searching for the next franchise, player. This guy's going to be our quarterback for 10 to 15 years, and the door's open to have Aaron back. I've had conversations with him. I spoke to him last week. Mike McCarthy spoke to him, and he knows how we feel about him, and it was a good experience for both sides. Unfortunately, we didn't reach our goals on winning the games that we wanted to win at the end, but there's a mutual respect there.
All right, remember the Steelers and Mike Tomlin parted ways earlier this offseason. Now Mike McCarthy is in place there in Pittsburgh. Just as a little reminder for everyone, McCarthy obviously coached Aaron Rodgers for a long time. But now the question is, would it be a mistake, as Damian Woody joins us here on First Take, would it be a mistake to bring Aaron Rodgers back to Pittsburgh?
I don't think it would be a mistake. I just don't know the type of effect that Aaron Rodgers would have as far as winning. Remember, Steelers owner Aruna II said we don't rebuild. The expectation is for us to contend and compete every year. So if that's going to be the case, then with the limited options that are out there for veteran free agent, quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers might be your best option right now. Now, I would expect the Pittsburgh Steelers to go out here and probably draft a guy relatively high, maybe even in the first round, to try to prep for the future. But if the Pittsburgh Steelers want to contend, who else are they going to turn to besides Aaron Rodgers right now? So I think of all the available options, this would probably be the best one for them.
Great to have Damian here, and he's sharp right out of the gate. Sorry, Steve.
Let me say this. I want to be very, very careful because I'm rooting for Omar Khan. I want him to do a good job. But could you please do your job? Please? Pretty please with sugar on top. Could you do your job? You've been the general manager for the Pittsburgh Steelers for the last 4 years. How much time do you need to go out there and find a quarterback? My God, could you find one? Could you go out and get a Kyler Murray or somebody? could you find somebody? Aaron Rodgers is 42 years of age. Omar Khan has been there for the last 4 years, taking over for Kevin Colbert, all right, as the GM. You've won 9-8 your first year, 10-7 the last 3 years, lost in a wild card spot the last 3 years, haven't won a playoff game. You're going on your 5th year, and you're still looking at for a quarterback. And look at what we're talking about here. The Pickett's, the Mitchell Trubisky's, the Russell Wilsons, the Justin Fields, now the Aaron Rodgers, whatever. Could you do your job? Aaron Rodgers, whatever. Could you do your job? Please? What the hell is going on in Pittsburgh? I don't care that Mike McCarthy is there. First of all, that hire didn't move me at all. You got a cowboy to coach the Pittsburgh Steelers? Who the hell thought that was going to happen? All right, but we here. You know what? Chuck Noll was hired in his 30s. Bill Cowher was hired at age 35, gave you 15 years. Mike Tomlin was hired at age 35, gave you 19 years. Now you go out and you get 62 years. You got somebody doggy's age. Okay, you got somebody's doggy's age, to coach the team, all right? And he's supposed to be some quarterback, some quarterback developer. Well, Aaron Rodgers don't need development. He don't need development. What he needs is to figure out how to fight off Father Time. Last year, 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, completed 65% of his passes. Not bad, but a QBR of 44, okay? And I never had dip and dunks as a part of my vocabulary that much in my damn life, okay? Because that's what most of the time he was throwing the ball, it was under 5 yards. So we get what's going on here. Omar Khan, could you do your job? Where's the NFL meetings at right now? Is it in Orlando? Where is it? Where is it, Woody? I forgot where it was.
Indianapolis.
Because, damn it, it's Indianapolis. Okay, yeah, the scouting combine. My bad. The point that I'm trying to make to you is this. Look, do your job. How long is it going to take for you to find a damn quarterback? At some point in time, you ain't playing. What are you doing? What are you doing? Somebody got to say it. Damn. Go find something other than a 42. You gonna go the geriatric route and literally sit here dependent on this man to come back. You're not only waiting for Aaron Rodgers, who's won, 163 and 93 as a quarterback in his career, Super Bowl champion, 3-4-time league MVP. We know what he is, but he's 42. It's one thing to have him on your roster. It's another thing to sit back and wait for him. That's a different issue altogether. That shows me you ain't doing your damn job. Could you do your job? Please. Pretty please. Dang.
Steve. They were 20-14 the last 2 years, and they won and they made the postseason. 2 years ago, they lost to Baltimore. Last year, they won the division. Rodgers was great in Week 17 against the Ravens. I understand. Go get a quarterback. You could say that about half the teams in the league. Jets don't have a quarterback. Half these teams don't have a QB.
Don't compare them to the Jets.
Well, I mean, there's more. I mean, Minnesota, we don't know. They don't know. We don't know if they have a quarterback. Say again.
Could you say it for 5 straight years?
Well, I mean, they've been pretty competitive, Steve. I mean, they haven't had a top 5 pick. Drake May was the 3rd pick in the draft. I mean, Caleb Williams was the 1st pick in the draft. They haven't had that. They're down at 18, 19. They got to draft Kenny Pickett with the 23rd, 24th pick in the draft. Why? Because they're pretty competitive. They never tank, and they never go 3-15, 3-14. So they're not the Raiders.
Well, maybe they
get
need
Mendoza with the number 1 pick. And I'm with Woody, Steve. You got to bring Rodgers back. There's nobody else. Kyler Murray's terrible. I don't want Kyle Murray on my team. He can't play for Arizona after 5 years. I don't want him on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't want anything to do with him.
Cousins.
I don't want Cousins on the team. Cousins is too old, Steve. You can't have If you're going to have Cousins, you might as well have Rodgers, for crying out loud. Where are you going?
I did not say Cousins.
Well, where are you going then?
I did not say Cousins, and I didn't mean Kyler Murray. I'm just saying, my God, doggy. That's why I brought up the 5 years, man. I'm saying, what have you been doing? Listen, in the offseason, doggy, do you know they went out and spent about $160 to $170 million? $170 million. Okay, on a defense. How that defense look, Woody? How that defense look this year? Look, at some point in time, could you do your job? It's $170 million. I mean, you went out there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Do something. You ain't playing. And to go to Indianapolis, thank you for reminding me of that, okay? You go to Indianapolis and you're chilling, you're sitting back, chilling out, having all these meetings and these press conferences or whatever. Listen, he's lucky people want to talk to him. I wouldn't want to talk to him. Look, that's minutes you could be doing your job. Go find a quarterback. Damn, it's only been 5 years at least. Ben Roethlisberger's been gone for a while. And you're waiting for a 42-year-old, you understand, to come out of, basic retirement, essentially, figuratively speaking, to play for you. That's what you're doing. That's not working. That's not working. You got to do something. And you got to make sure you build a piece around you. Your defense, what excuse do you have that your defense wasn't elite? What excuse for that? What excuse did you have for letting Pickens walk out the door and rendering DK Metcalf as your number 1? DK Metcalf is a stud, and we get that. But he might not be, quote-unquote, number 1 material. You understand? All of those things, we can't ignore that.
Does have them taking a quarterback in Ty Simpson out of Alabama.
As it pertains to what they bring
to lose in order for them to try the whole thing over again. Because honestly, that's what the Pittsburgh Steelers need. They got an old and expensive defense. They have no solution at the quarterback position. They have no number 2 wide receiver. The offensive line is average. To get the Pittsburgh Steelers to what Tomlin was doing, it's going to be almost a miracle with that roster. They need to lose in order for them to try to get a quarterback in there, because that's the only way this thing is going to change for the long term.
Well, you could evaluate. I mean, like I said, we do have situations where quarterback play hasn't been stellar, but the pieces around that quarterback, like, for example, we look at a team like the Cleveland Browns and how miserable they were because they haven't had a quarterback. And we hope that Shedeur Sanders is going to continue to develop and grow. But you know what you couldn't say about Cleveland? Look at their defense. That's why we were all flustered and we didn't blame Schwartz for resigning from the position, because how do you not give him the head coaching job considering what he was doing with that defense? You got to pay attention to stuff like that. I'm just looking at it and I'm saying, as the GM, you know what? Yes, I want you to go out and find a quarterback. That is absolutely positively true. But I also want to see you build a team around the quarterback where we're not able to say much else is wrong with them as it pertains to what they bring to the table. I'm going to repeat it. $170 million. $170 million. You had that money to go out in free agency, and you went and you spent it. On what? How'd it work out? This is a problem. And somebody got to say it, man. Omar Khan is not playing. You the GM. Do your job. Get behind that desk, work those phones, scout, do what the hell you got to do. Find somebody out of the scrap heap. Find a diamond in the rough. Do something. Anybody could do the obvious. Anybody could sit up there and tank and stink up the joint and have a 1-16 season and end up with a top 2 pick in the NFL draft. I got that part. And we know you go, who the hell don't know Vegas ain't going to pick Fernando Mendoza. But the point is, what do you do after that? What do you find? Where are the diamonds in the roughs? What's up? That's all I'm saying. Just do it. Just do it.
So the Steelers have the 21st pick in the upcoming NFL draft. Right now, Mel Kiper Jr. does have them taking a quarterback in Ty Simpson out of Alabama. We'll see how that all transpired. I know that doesn't probably move you, but that's what